So, for that life. And then you go on the other side and you start rearranging all these samskaras into new patterns, and then they must flower, like from the seeds they must flower. And you choose another life, another form. You're either male or female again. And again, you know, Baba says you trade opposites. And sometimes you're so identified with the previous sex that in this life you feel that you're not the body sex you are, but of the opposite sex, and you have homosexuality, which is a problem because you're kind of mixing up your samskaras. But going back to the problem of suicide, you see, you have chosen X amount of samskaras to work out, or it has worked out the pattern X. And Baba says, for example, you might be living till 60 years old, and that's going to be the end. But now you commit suicide at 30. You've let the pressure of whatever emotional things drive you to that point. Maybe foolishly not gone for therapy, or help, called out for help, done something intelligent about it, and you kill yourself. Now, where are you? You've dropped the physical body, but you can't move on even into that semi-subtle world where I say where people are, and you can use the energy there to create environments and occupations and things. You wake up and you're like in a black box. You can't go forward and you can't go back. You've chopped your karma off at an inconvenient. And so what do? Baba says you have to work out those. Let's just say you were supposed to live 30 more years. Just imagine all the samskaras you have for those years you should have worked out. Even like going to the bathroom, Baba says, or combing your hair or eating or anything. You have to work each one of those out through somebody else who's doing exactly that thing that you should have been doing. So it's agonizing. Supposing you're supposed to be a master pianist. I mean, you've got to hang around some master pianist who's like Chopin or something, you know. Whatever, some particular thing. So it can take hundreds of years to work out. How do you know you're going to find somebody with exactly the same something? So you've done really a tough thing to yourself. And emotionally, you've dropped the body, which is a sort of an insulation against the extremes of emotional stress. You can go to sleep. You can take a pill, forget it for a few. You can't. On the other side, you're awake. You're constantly awake. And all that pressure of emotion that you thought you were going to get rid of by dropping the body, it's as useless as the most useless thing you've done. So anybody here who has the faintest thought, we all have gone through it probably in some way, feeling that way, don't do it. Call for Baba's help. Call up someone, you know, be real radical about doing something about it. And anybody who knows anyone who is seeming to head that way, anyone who threatens suicide or seems suicidal, do something about it. It's not true that those who threaten don't do it. That's not true. And I feel very close to that point. I've been suicidal myself. And we recently had last year in the group in LA someone who left the group. We lost all contact with that person. They didn't, you know, come around anymore. And the girl did pass away. And it's sad. It's sad because she has to work out this kind of karma. But with Baba's grace, he says that if you believe in me, if you love me, then he will come and help and shorten this period that the suicide has to go through. Which brings up another point. Is Baba there waiting for you on the other side?